Hello, I'm Gary Slyman, President and Founder of Great Transition Strategies. Today's topic, the leadership impact of charisma. First question, how important is charisma for a leader? I Googled charismatic leaders. Here's the first 4 names that came up. And they came up in a list there. Martin Luther King, Adolf Hitler, Fidel Castro, Winston Churchill. Some observations. Very emotional, got folks behind them, they were with the cause, some real positive results, some real negative results, but they were very effective in leading folks for their cause. So what is a charismatic leader? By definition, it's a person who uses their communication skills of persuasion, and charm to get things done. So think about a charismatic leader in the world today, out there, maybe an iconic one or someone in your workplace. How do they make you feel? I'm going to assume very positive or very negative, because you're either with them or not with them emotionally. I'm going to do let's do a little thought exercise. Scale of 1 to 10, I want you to respond to how these leaders who are defined to be charismatic leaders make you feel. 1, very negative, 10, very positive. Let's start. Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Rihanna, Bono, Hitler, Winston Churchill, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. All right. So you gave some quick scores. I wanted you to just react to those. I'm going to bet that you were closer to the ends, the spectrum here, either positive or negative, because we get behind them emotionally, or we get a chord that's just discord with them. Like, oh, I don't agree. The emotion is negative, but they're emotion. So where does the power in charismatic leaders come from? It comes from us, the followers. Us getting behind them, loyal to their cause, wherever they're going. We have a feeling, an emotion behind them. So the power comes from us. All right, let's go into the organization, where you are, how you're leading, and what's going on in your organization. What does research tell us about charisma? One, it tells us we need it. Leaders who have no charisma, or very, very little, are not as effective as those that do. Research also tells us there's a sweet spot, and there's a point, a threshold, where it becomes overused. And what happens when it becomes overused? The followers see it, the followers can see it clearly, and the leader does not see it. The leader keeps going. Leaders also who broke that threshold and are using charismatic leadership as their primary mode, they lose touch with the operational side of what's going on. So they lose empathy, and they lose the operational skills and operational attachment to what's going on in the organization. Right? What else do we learn about? What else do we learn about it? There's a temporal effect that goes with it. There's an effect of time. The more you know a leader who's a charismatic leader, who's just relying on that, the less effective they become. Think about that individual. Good interview. They interviewed with you really well. Short project. Did things. So when you're working with them in a short period of time, like, oh man, she's unbelievable. She's really getting things done. The more you get to know them, you realize, there's not as much behind that. They're using only their charisma to move things along. So the more time you spend, the less effective they become, because you understand them. Folks at the other end of the spectrum who have not as much charisma, over time it gets better, and they gain more followers based on charisma, because they get to know them a little more and realize, oh, here's just a style. I think that's a very interesting finding of the research. All right, so let's get some conclusion out of this. Do you need it? Yep. Leaders need charisma. Not something to be relied on entirely. There's a threshold. As leaders, we need feedback to know when we're breaking that threshold. If we're relying on it too much, we need to make sure we're staying in touch with the operational side. If we're staying in touch with the operational side, we're probably not leading with too much charisma, or using that as our primary mode. As followers, what do we learn here? We give leaders the power. We give them their power by being loyal to them, following them, getting behind their cause. We need to break out the hairy eyeball and look at them and go, we need some skepticism. Where are they going? Where are they taking us? Why am I following that individual? What is driving me to feel so strongly about following that individual? Understand, do not use Do not use charisma as a proxy for competent leadership. Hope you found that helpful. I found that to be a very interesting topic to dig into because I work with some clients on. Hope you found that helpful. I look forward to an opportunity to work with you and help you work on how you lead your organization.